Hey guys, how's it going? Robert here with another Fast Gun Minute. So I don't know if you can tell already, but today's video is going to be on cleaning your firearm, okay? So we're just going to do a quick overview of that, all right? So what you're going to need are a couple things that I have out here. Now, the easiest way is to go and get a kit, okay? You can buy these, they're a couple bucks. Make sure you have the one that's to your right caliber. This one is a 45 caliber cleaning kit, but we're going to talk about a 9mm firearm today. Now, that doesn't make too much of a difference because my next point is when you buy your firearm, typically they're going to come with a cleaning brush, okay? Manufacturers usually send out cleaning brushes, and obviously this one's used a little bit, you can see the fibers, and then they'll actually give out a cleaning rod as well. So these two are 9mm, they came with the firearm, which is a CZ P10C, so that helps us out. So next, you're going to need a towel. You can have a bigger towel so that way you can lay it on the table. You're going to be spraying chemicals and things like that, so you want to have something that can absorb that. You don't want to just sit on the surface. Inside of the kit that's here, it came with a gun cleaner. There's different kinds of kits, different kinds of gun cleaners that you can get, suit whatever one you want to make. Some of them, I will say, have a more potent smell to them. So make sure that if you're using those, that you're opening up windows and stuff like that. Some gun lube. This is the original gun lube that came in here. And I mean, it lasts forever, you know, either that or I don't shoot enough. Next, you want to get some patches. Now, for the most part, you can get these in a big pack, thousands of them. I don't even know, 250 count. But you're going to need some patches. I advise to use a toothbrush because it's just helpful. And then also you can get some Q-tips as well, okay? So once you have all of those, we want to make sure the gun is clear, right? Look down, there's nothing in there. You can see my finger-ish. There's nothing in the magazine, okay? Now, understanding how your gun breaks down, because every gun breaks down different. So on this one, it breaks down kind of like a Glock, so we have to fire. And then we're going to pull the tabs that are right here down. So slide it back a little bit, right there, pull the tabs down, and it comes apart just like that. All right, so once we have the gun apart, we have the spring we want to take out, set that to the side. We have the barrel we want to take out. And then that's pretty much like a field strip breakdown of a firearm, okay? Now, this firearm really isn't dirty, so I'm not going to actually clean it, but we'll run through the steps. So we want to lay out our towel, have everything right there, lay this out, right? So you want to take the aerosol can of the cleaner, usually has a straw on it. Mine's came off, so there's that. But you want to spray it inside of the barrel. Now what this is going to do is it's going to dissolve all of the lead that's built up from firing multiple rounds or whatever the case is. It's going to dissolve all of that. So you want to spray that in there, let it sit, spray it on the outside as well, let it sit. Spray down the guide rod. Again, we're trying to dissolve all of the metals and lead that come out. Next, you want to take the barrel down and you want to spray that down too. And you want to just let this stuff sit. I mean, literally just let it dissolve, let it eat up, et cetera, et cetera. When it comes to the actual frame of the firearm, you do want to use that straw that comes in here. That way you can kind of get in the angles and not spray too much. But you want to get it just along the rails right here. With these newer firearms, they are polymer, et cetera, et cetera. So you don't necessarily want to spray on the plastic, on the polymer part. But just the little small parts that have metal, which are right up in here, and then a little bit back in here, but just be careful when you're back in these areas, okay? And then once you let that sit for a little bit, then you can go with your toothbrush and just start scraping it off, trying to agitate the chemical so that way you're getting, you know, a lot of the dirt and the debris off. And then you can go back over that with like a patch, and then just kind of wipe that off. And then just keep going and going until you see that it's clean. Now with the barrel, what you want to do is you can get a patch. You want to place it on the end of the brush, and these brushes are pretty serious. So you want to place it on the end of the brush. The end of this brush actually has a plastic tip, so that way it's metal and you don't push metal on metal and start scraping stuff up. But you can put it on there like that, and then slide it through, and then just kind of twist and get it in there, right? And then just pull it back out. Now you want to make sure that you're coming at it from this angle. You do not want to go in it like this. Reason being is that there are grooves inside of here, like rifling, and it spirals this way and goes out, right? And that's how the bullet travels. You don't want to go this way because the bullet, you're going against the rifling and against the way the bullet travels. So always come in it from this angle and push out and then pull it back out, okay? You see a little dirt there, not much. So that's how you do the barrel from that aspect. Then you can also use one of these when you're lubricating, and we don't want to lubricate the inside in here, but you can spray a little bit of lube on the patch, and then you can thread this through. There's a hole right here, so you can thread it through there, pull it through like that, and then you can lube the outside, or if you want to use some of the chemical, you can go back over it with that instead of using the scrubber, and just kind of push it through like that and then check it again. Okay, so that's how you use those. Again, you can use a toothbrush and kind of go on the inside of here, scrape the major areas off, and then if you find an area inside of here, you can use the Q-tip and kind of go in there. This is really dusty because I conceal carry it every day, so there's like lint all over the place, but aside from that, it's not dirty. So yeah. And then with the frame, the same thing. I wouldn't use a toothbrush for the frame, and I wouldn't use the big brush. I would just kind of use a Q-tip and kind of get in there. If you do have to use the brush, just kind of get it on the side right here where the rails are, and then kind of get it in there, scrape it in there, and on the outside like that. Okay, now once you've cleaned everything, like I said, you want to lube up everything. This is metal, it's metal on metal, so you do want to have to where you have everything kind of lubricated, so that way when metal's sliding, it'll work properly. So what I always do is spray a little bit on the patch, squirt, take it, and then wipe a little bit on the outside. You don't want it dripping or anything like that, okay? Because that's just going to create a big mess. You want a light amount of oil. Then you want to make sure that you get it on the rails right here, because the frame slides on these rails, and this is metal and metal sliding against, right? So some people lube the inside of the frame right here. I'll usually put it on like a little Q-tip, spray it with the lube, and then I'll kind of dab it up right there. Again, you don't need a lot, and then you can also double it inside of here, inside of there. So that's where a Q-tip really comes in handy. And then after that, you want to just put it together. Some guide rods and springs come apart. This one does not, but you can also just put a tiny amount on the spring, since it does retract a lot when the firearm is firing. After you do all that, you're ready to put your gun back together. However that may be. For this one, just slide in there. This slides like this. And then on mine, you just kind of slide it all together, and it's good. And then it's ready to go. And then you want to function check, make sure that everything works. Slide it back, make sure it locks back, everything, safe direction, and then we're ready to go. So that's just the basic on how to clean your firearm. You know, if you have any more questions, then feel free to reach out, let me know. I know this one was a long one, but there are multiple steps and different things like that. Like I said, make sure you get the right caliber kit, and it doesn't really matter which one you get. They all pretty work good.